could I be even better than I already am? No, I'm joking there, really. But I think after a certain period of time, when you've been teaching for how many years it is that I have been teaching, you sort of sometimes get a bit stuck in a rut. And I think when I first heard about the coaching programme, and I didn't really understand what it was, I don't think any of us really did. I think I was thinking, I'll go along with it, because I just thought, well, yeah, it's a nice offer, and I suppose it'd be interesting to be involved. However, what I didn't anticipate was how actually going through the process and receiving the training, which, as we've all said, we've really enjoyed it, and will thoroughly recommend it. It has changed many things about the way that I work, and also not just in terms of being a coach, but also in the way that I deliver my lessons, in the way that I speak to people, and also things are transferable out of school as well. I think if there's professionally one thing that has probably been most significant is that I do actually sometimes shut my mouth, which is very difficult for me to do. But going through this process has actually, because Helen mentioned listening skills, I'm always ready to end somebody's sentence for them. And this has really made me stop and enable not just students, but also obviously during the coaching sessions, enable people to think properly before they can then give me the response that they really want to give. Tony's alluded to the 360 feedback. That was quite revealing and quite exposing. I think everybody would have, not literally, Mrs. Thomas, but it was quite exposing in the sense that you are always worried about what somebody is going to say about you. But it has, obviously, we're talking about what difference it's made. It has made me really focus on what are the issues for me. I think I'm doing okay, and a lot of things came out really positive, but there's a key issue in there that is something that I need to address, and without that feedback from my coach, I would not be addressing that, and I'm actually taking those action steps to do that right now, and that links into what we've said about CPD. Now, I've done loads of CPD here, I've been here for many, many years, and when I think about what I want to do and what's really relevant for me, this process has enabled me to access things that have actually been totally personalised, and that has been impact on other people as well. We've talked about what impact has it made on other people. Well, in terms of my students, I know for sure my questioning skills are head and shoulders higher than they were before, and it just amazes me sometimes. Some of the kids, Max Farthing is an example, of course, we talk about this, and the fact is that kids that you underestimate what they know and what they can come out with, and the confidence that they then get when you've actually led them through to the point of them answering a question which has been quite tricky, and from the first question they say, I can't do it, and you get them there, and the satisfaction they get from doing that, and of course you can reward them once you've found your accommodation slips. It's just that sense of satisfaction. But when with my actual coachees, it's just been a totally positive experience. When you start one of my earliest coaching sessions with somebody who was feeling so basically felt really kicked down, and then by the end of the process had so much self-confidence. It gives you as an individual, when you can see that you have been the facilitator for somebody making massive improvements to themselves, and that they're telling you this, that it just gives you like a kind of nice feeling that you're actually making a difference to somebody else. From lesson observations, every single 7 key features session that I've done with anybody, they have said how much they have really loved the very detailed feedback that they have had from that, and how they've found that process really, really useful. So if we're talking about what impacts it had generally, well, if it's made people feel better about themselves, it's had an impact in the classroom, no, I can't think of any better way really. Where have I used my skills? I think I've mentioned quite a few already, but everything that we had, all the steps you've taught us, I've felt have been totally transferable through in the classroom and at home as well. I know we joke, but you do find yourself sometimes taking somebody through a coaching session, they don't know what's going on, and you're thinking, shit, they're going to notice in a minute that they're actually doing exactly what I want them to do, but they don't realise it. Those things. I've written all those little things, but I'm not going to talk about snapping my celery, but there are one major thing is that the whole process has been really great fun, and I've really enjoyed it. And you know, and we talk about building positive relationships with staff. You know, I get on all right with her, but I must say that through the process of actually going through this coaching, because we've never actually sat down and talked to each other much. I can't see, you know, if we're trying to get everybody to go together and move in the right direction, we know that we got good in our last Ofsted, we're always being told we must sit on our laurels. And I think if you really want people working together, these sort of conversations between people in a professional manner and helping people, you know, with really personalised individuals' me time, can only help us go in that direction. Thank you. Oh, I didn't say anything in a nutshell. I've really enjoyed it in a nutshell.